Okay, guys, so welcome back to another live stream. And this is actually our first stream that we are doing, especially in our new apartment and whatnot. But this stream is going to be not super long, but it is going to be a long one, just like our other few. But however, we're going to be discussing about another YouTuber, not Quantum TV yet again, but this time, which is what you can see on the screen, we're going to be discussing about DSP Gaming. Now, he is known for bringing his financial struggles on YouTube, pressuring his audience into giving him money so he can get groceries the next day. And he's just been getting a lot of criticism, and people have been wanting to find out, have been getting a little bit too far, like in his personal like statements or whatever. But at the same time, DSP Gaming, by the name of Phil, has brought this on himself by pressuring his audience into giving him money. So, yeah. So, and you know this guy right here, Review Tech USA. This is the YouTuber that has made 2 videos on him. Well, one by Keemstar making his response a year ago, and then just recently, 2 months ago, is crying that he wants apology from Rich for absolutely nothing. It's just because he didn't get his money, so he's crying. And yeah, this is going to be a long stream. So Phil has known for doing that and keeps on crying and gets mad when he gets brutally roasted, as you see by Keemstar, and freaking gets mad over, like, you know, because people won't give him money, and then he gets criticism, and then he just gets mad. It's like he thinks that, like, he is like your own, like, father, and you don't do what he says, even if it's giving him free money. He'll just like, you sit down, buddy. You sit down. You understand me? That's how he acts to his audience. Like, they don't do whatever. It's like he's, you know, crashing in the wall by, like, going after them for absolutely nothing. But enough of that said, we'll actually start with first video right here where it says DSP Gaming gets brutally roasted by Keemstar. And I'm telling you, like, you're going to like the response that Review Tech USA has given him last year, and also definitely what Keemstar has. So, yeah. I'm going to actually go ahead and look at the, see if I got any new comments yet or not. But so far we got 4 viewers. That's good. So let's go on ahead and let's show you this video.
You would have been able to.
Numbers move you,
Of
but
course,
some can
YouTube's
stop you
got
in your
always play
tracks,
freaking stupid
like the tens of
add-ons
thousands of
and
people who
stuff
were
like
diagnosed
that,
with
but
certain
here we go.
HPV-related.
So you could say many things about the faults of Keemstar, and a lot of them I would agree with you on. But the reality check that he gave DSP is 100% on. There's no other way around it. Let's get into it. Skip it up and that up. So
This is a YouTuber that I also have talked about quite often, that he is like my #1 favorite content creator ever. I love Review Tech USA. I've been a big supporter of his channel for pretty much the past 5, almost 6 years, and still to this day, he still makes the greatest content.
Dark Side Phil, DSP Gaming, he has been around on YouTube, I would say at least the same amount of time as I have. He's been doing it full time longer than me. I know that for a fact. I didn't full-time YouTube until 2013. But Phil has been part of the internet for a while, and he is known for making his financial struggles very public. Now, things have gone too far with him where people have gone into his like banking statements and everything like that.
And as you can see, that's exactly what he is saying that we've also said. Like, he just makes it so public that, like, oh, he's, you know, poor and he needs money and da this. And then people's just gotten so sick of it that they're just like, is this man even really poor? Or is he just trying to get free money out of others? So then it's brought people to do the insane wrong thing, but because he kept on bringing it into his audiences and, you know, freaking pressuring them into giving him tips for, you know, paying rent and getting groceries, and then they're trying to find out if he's even, like, doing that with his money, or if he's just trying to get free money so he can just go and play hooky for absolutely nothing. So that's where this is coming in that he's speaking about.
That stuff is absolutely disgusting, and I don't understand that. It doesn't matter what Phil talks about in his streams. It doesn't give you the right to literally do something illegal and be like, oh, I want to see what he's spending his money on. It's none of your business. Doesn't matter.
And he's also right on that part, because like I said, it's insanely wrong that they're going into his bank statements and trying to find out what he's spending his money on. But, you know, when you really think about it, the way that Phil freaking keeps bringing it up and literally on his streams and keeps telling his audience, oh yeah, I need $20 for the next day or else I'm not going to have groceries, this, and trying to cry that he's poor, that's what brings people into doing this. Because, and I'm going to literally say it too, Phil, and I'm on Review Take USA side, and I will for sure be on Keemstar side. If you would have not brought your stupid financials on YouTube and make it that, like, everybody that watches your YouTube content, it's their business to worry about. If you did not do that, Phil, you would not be getting criticism. That is just how YouTube works. You would not be getting any criticism if you would have just not do that kind of stuff. But, you know, that's what you want to do. So, criticism, it's going to continue to bite you in the ass. So, I'm sorry, Phil. You can like this video. You can hate it. I don't give a crap. I'm not going to take it off. You can do whatever you want. You can false copyright me. I don't give a fuck. You ain't doing shit to me. But, moving on.
Matter that he complains about it in streams, and you shouldn't do things like that, and people who do things like that should be held accountable. But he's been around for a while, and someone in one of his streams decided to ask him, because Keemstar, the host of Drama Alert, is retiring, and someone wanted Phil's thoughts on it, and this is what he had to say, and Keemstar took notice, and then the sparks flew from there. So this is where it begins with our dear friend Philip Burnell. And this is his response to someone asking what he thought about Keemstar retiring.
Kevin has now done a super chat and says, what do I think about Keemstar's retirement? I don't. I never watched a single piece of Keemstar's content during the time period that he made it. I don't care about him. All I know is that he is one of the original people who basically was a rumor monger, drama monger, and or person who caused a lot of personal pain for people so that he could get a buck. You know, let's air everyone's dirty laundry, sometimes not even confirmed, just rumors, on YouTube for my own personal benefit. Wow, what a nice guy.
And you could literally tell from that clip he shared that he's talking out of his ass. He's literally talking out of his ass because, you know, because of him not getting whatever. So that's just, yeah, he's just talking out of his ass. So, yeah.
Now, Keemstar has been involved in a lot of crap that I have called him out before, and me and him have had very public fallouts over my takes on him, and he's called me out, and I even did a debate with him. You could find it on YouTube. Look up Keemstar versus Review Tech USA debate. It's for the whole world to see. So
I'm going to go ahead and just skip to where he shows the Keemstar's 2 videos of, basically roasting DSPGaming. So have at it.
A brutal roast, but it's brilliant. Here is Keemstar's first video response.
Me and you have to have a little chat. It's recently come to my attention that you were talking shit about me on your stream. That's right, somebody donated money and asked you your thoughts and opinions on Keemstar's retirement, and you said, you know what, I've never watched the guy. I don't watch Keemstar. I've never seen a single Keemstar video. Then you went on to say, all Keemstar does is lie about different creators, just slanders them, puts out nothing but fake news, something along those lines. Thought that was strange because I thought you never watched any of my videos. Also, I can remember a time where you were actually begging to come on my show. Yeah, I do remember that. You were begging to come on Drama Alert. But it's strange. I don't know why you're begging to come on my show because you've already been on my show. Don't you remember that one time that you...
Now, this part is kind of going to get a little bit spicy, so just prepare yourselves. But he is absolutely telling the truth as to what he did, and this is definitely flat out wrong. Not what Keemstar is going to say, but, well, not Keemstar, but like what Keemstar is about to say DSP did is flat out wrong. But yeah, it's going to get spicy with this part. Just wait.
Sat down at your streaming computer and, you were looking at a little and you were going to town, just smacking that sausage, right? Groaning and everything else, and, grabbed a little tissue, cleaned up the mess that you made, and then you noticed that you were streaming live. Yeah, we ran that story on Drama Alert. That was fucking hilarious. You beat off right in front of your fans. So yeah, I get it. I get why you hate me because we covered that story. But there's a deeper reason on why you hate me. Me and you have been doing YouTube for about the same amount of time, or gaming entertainment, whatever you want to say, for the same amount of time. And I'm retiring, all right? I'm retiring with you money. Never have to fucking work again. And you having the same career, doing the same thing, online entertainment stuff. You're still begging for $10 donations and $20 donations to pay your electric bill, to pay your fucking rent, all right? I get it. I'd hate me too. See you, Phil. Have a good one.
So that was spicy, that what he said, and he actually did do that. But what he just said about begging for like $10 donations and $20 and whatever, this is where DSPGaming is like putting himself into his shoes, into the situation that he's in. And everybody is giving him criticism, and people are getting sick and tired of Phil bringing it up on mostly on almost every one of his videos and streams. And I don't blame his audience. Like, I would be the same way too. Like, if you're gonna keep begging me to give you money just because, like, say, like, I watch your video or whatever, and you're like, oh no, you gotta pay me in order, I would feel the same way. I'd feel like, what the heck is he even doing? Why is he begging for money? And I mean, I wouldn't go as far as like going, looking deep into like his bank statements or doing anything like that. But I would also be a little bit cautious too with somebody, asking for money, especially for like on YouTube and watching their stream and saying that you have to pay them and this just because you're watching their stream. So I would feel a little bit cautious though when I do that, but I would not go that far to look the illegal, route by going into their, banking and stuff like that. Like, that's just flat out wrong. But he's just, like I said, he has publicly brought it up to hundreds of thousands of people, And that's just where it's getting out of hand because you got so many people. But we'll go ahead and continue the video.
Now, Phil responds back to Keemstar's video and says this: the fact that you responded to Punchdown. Oh God, he pulled a Dreamcast guy. I know Dreamcast guy is annoyed at me for calling him out. Dude, here, let me just say something right now. You're a public figure, whether you have 500 subscribers or 5 million. If you go on a public social media platform, doesn't matter if it's Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, I don't give a crap. You are a public figure. If you say something about someone else, doesn't matter if they have a bigger following than you or not, you are putting a take out there. You can't put your take out there and say, I could say whatever I want to, and then when someone, because they have a bigger following than you and are more successful than you, calls you out, you can't be like, oh my God, you're punching down, stop it, don't punch down, you're so mean, only I'm supposed to have takes on people that have larger followings than me. If you call me out back, there's no, what are you doing? That's being a bully. I can talk crap about you all I want to, but if you have a bigger following, I'm gonna cry and play victim. No, you can't do that.
And that is exactly like what, and it's really big in the YouTube community especially, and Twitch as well, that people that have bigger followers or, you know, bigger channels or, you know, bigger audience, like people like Austin Evans and freaking like Digital Trends, and just to name a few big YouTubers out there, like they will absolutely just completely do that kind of stuff because, you know, they think that they're superior because of them getting criticism. And I will actually admit it, I made a video this month from 2 years ago, okay, talking about the Xbox Series S. Now, there was a game, okay, that if you played it on the Xbox Series S, not the Series X, but the cheaper budget-friendly Series S, there was a game that got released and it was only dynamic 720p. And people have, you know, some of the guys, especially this YouTuber right here, thought, you know, anything below 1080p on a 2020 newer console is kind of a bit, you know, too far. And I personally thought it was, and I made a video talking about how the Xbox Series S is a pile of crap. And guess what? After I made that video, within that first 2 weeks after that video was uploaded, there's been countless of comments that I got of criticism because I criticized the Xbox Series S, and that is basically the casual audience that wants that console. And I totally get it because it's $300. It's, you know, it's honestly, it's a good console. And I bought myself one last summer, and I actually got lucky with it. I found actually a one for pre-used, and the guy that I bought it off of only had it for like 2 months or whatever. And this was when, like, even the Series S was so hard to come by in a store. And the guy that had it, that I bought it off of, literally sold it to me for only $260. So I actually got lucky for the time being. But we managed to get it, right? And I played around with the Series S. The first couple games that I played was Forza Horizon 4, which is still only 60 FPS frame rate boost. It still looks good at 1080p, and the smooth 60 FPS makes it freaking incredible. But that's not the only game. There's been a select few other games that I've played, and I have said to myself, man, I was wrong about the Xbox Series S. And I made a video talking about how wrong I was. And the Series S isn't a great, it's a great console, is what I mean to say. It's so good that games that even if you don't care about 4K, the games are still going to look good. Especially Forza Horizon 4 being a last-gen game, but getting, like a 60 FPS boost and still looking good when it comes to the graphical capabilities. And now I understand that, like, it's a first party game from Microsoft, but it's still a good game. And the graphics still look great. I can already tell you some of the best games that still look good. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is definitely one of the games that has a performance and a fidelity mode that is on the Series S and still looks and plays perfectly good. So that video, I got a lot of criticism for. So I took it like I'm supposed to and just went on and kept making new content. That's just what you're supposed to do, and that's just how YouTube works, and as well as Twitch and other live stream, broadcast places to go, YouTube or whatever. Like, that's just how the stuff like this works. That's just the reality of making content. Like, this is some stuff you're going to get criticism, some stuff you're not, some stuff you're just going to be all good, some stuff's just going to be all criticism. That's just how it is. When you make YouTube videos or Twitch streams or whatever the case is, you're always going to have good and bad comments from good and bad people. That is just the reality of it. So I took it like a person and I accepted it, and guess what? Months later, we got the Series S, and we made a video, and it was good. And I said to myself, man, I regret making that video, because the Series S is absolutely a phenomenal, great piece of hardware. And for the price that you're paying for a small box with the power conceptions that's put into that small box, it's really impressive. So I'll actually go over and see if I got any new comments, and I do not. But yeah. So, the Xbox Series S, it's a good console. But, let's continue.
You can't do that. You can't have it one way where you have a take. I understand that someone super chatted you and asked you about it, but it doesn't matter. You still had a hot take. You still called him out. Right or not, you had it. And if someone wants to call you out back, just like Dreamcast guy made it like Austin Evans was punching down at him. You know what I mean? You're allowed to have a comment back. If a guy with 1,000 subscribers goes out and says something about me that's factually wrong, depending on if it's a troll channel, I'll ignore those because I know they're trying to bait me. But if they're putting out misinformation thinking, I'm going to be like, yo, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you putting out misinformation? And if they say that they're punching down, you're a public figure too, whether you like it or not. Just because you don't have a big following doesn't put, or as big of a following, doesn't put a safety net around you where someone who has a larger following can't call you out. I'm so tired of that term, punching down. Anyway, excuse me. The fact that you responded to punch down at a quote-unquote internet nobody proves what I said about you rings true and struck a nerve. Or you would have...
Meet Azeron, a game-changing keypad made specifically for you.
Ignored it. Your wealth has had no impact on your well-founded insecurities. Do humanity a real favor, stay gone. Well, of course, Keemstar in kind responded back to DSP's Twitter response, and this is what Keemstar had to say. And hate the guy as much as you want to, I have many issues with him too. It's still brilliant.
Now, this is his second video as responding to DSP's Twitter post, and this one definitely he definitely has brutally roasted DSPGaming on this second video. But here you go, let's take a look.
Because it's true. I'm going to give you my take on DSP's career after Keemstar does. So take a look.
Darkside Phil! Sir, I'm going to have to call... You just accused me of two things. One, punching down like you're some type of victim or something. You were literally talking first. And two, you were basically saying that you struck a nerve with me. No. Both are wrong. I'm very simple. If somebody talks shit to me, I talk shit back because it's entertaining to myself and it's entertaining to my viewers. And I was thinking to myself, do I hate this? No, I don't. I don't even really know you that much. I've never had a problem with you. So I figured I would leave by giving you some life advice. See, you're a gamer, all right? I'm also a gamer. And the thing is life, everything you do in life is a game. Whether a girl you're after, a job you're after, a brand deal you're after, everything. You go into the DMV and when you're in line, you strategizing, okay, should I cut here? Should I do this? What'll get me in fastest? What'll get me out fastest? When you're driving in traffic, everything is a game. Everything is a game. And you're begging for $10 and $20 to pay your rent. You're restarting mission 1. You're trying to use the same tactic over and over again, and you're dying, and you're having to restart the level. If you want to win at this game of life, you're going to have to do something different. Now, I know it's an ongoing thing with people telling you to go get a real job, but you probably need to get a real job.
So, that right there was, he for sure roasted DSPGaming, and he's right, and he's even going to say it, that he's right. He's just redoing and replaying Mission 1 by begging for money and still not actually going out into the real universe to get a job and to stop, pressuring his audience. And as you can tell, he's still doing it years later. So let's go ahead with his response.
So, Phil, I know this video is going to make you angry, but it is what it is. I have many enemies in this industry because of my big mouth, and I don't care. He's right. It doesn't matter if it was Satan himself saying it, Phil. He is 110% right. The train station, look, I have my sub growth and my viewership, it ebbs and flows. I have great months, I have bad months. It goes up and down. That's part of YouTube. And I've talked about that in live streams before, where there was some other channel that had like one good month and they hired like 50 different goddamn people. And I'm like, you don't do that, because you don't know if your growth is going to keep going up. It may go flat for a while. It may go down. Your subs may skyrocket, or you may lose subs in the next month. Like, you need to travel light so you can survive. That's part of the reason why I've been on YouTube as long as I have, because I don't have a staff of 50 people. So when there's slow months, it's not a big deal. I don't have that many checks to cut to that many people. Phil, take your business model, which I've seen, where you talk about the urgency of, I need to get Streamlabs donations over super chats because they come quicker, or else I'm not going to be able to pay bills, or I owe back taxes. You've gone into all of your financial mishaps yourself.
Yeah, and he's brought all of this up, like I mentioned, to almost thousands of content creators out there, of his fans and that are big YouTubers, are literally getting tired of him doing this. And then the fact that when somebody gives him criticism for it, to especially Review Tech USA telling him to, if he would stop bringing his finances in his YouTube and pressuring his audience for him, he would not be getting as much criticism as he's getting. But he's getting mad because that people are actually helping him, because it's not giving him money. So this is just where he just does not I don't even understand how, I don't even know how he's even living, for one, if he's living on his own, because that's just I don't even know how he's getting it. But yeah, he just keeps getting criticism because of him bringing all this shit up, and people are getting tired of it, especially like what Keemstar said. He's redoing it, Mission 1, over and over and over, and he has been doing this since like early 2000, in like the 2010 era. So basically a decade ago, like he said. And here we are in 2022, almost about to hit 2023, and he is still doing exactly the same thing. And it's probably, thrown off hundreds of thousands of more fans out there, because as time goes, there's more people that eventually will watch your YouTube, videos and subscribe, or, hear about you or whatever. So like, there's more people, and the way it sounds like is that this time around, he is getting much more criticism than he did back a few years ago. So, Phil, like I said, if you would honestly stop bringing your finances on your YouTube videos and publicly demanding by pressuring your audience and making them like try to pay you money because they're watching your streams, this is not right. And I'm going to say this too. Okay, I have been doing YouTube. I'm not a big, subscriber, or big, like, I'm not as big of a YouTuber as, like, you and, like, Review Tech USA and countless of others that I've watched. But I do have a decent, I have a decent fan base. And honestly, I love doing YouTube. And the reason I love doing YouTube is because of a couple of reasons. One, it entertains me, and two, it's just for entertaining to the fans. And making YouTube videos and trying to entertain people on my YouTube, that's all I care about. I know someday in the future I could possibly make a little bit of cha-ching, money or whatever, but for the most part, like, I don't care about money on YouTube. I have myself an own real job, and that's how I pay for what I'm living in by myself. This is just something fun to do. It's entertaining to me, as well as it's entertaining to people. And that's why I like doing YouTube, is to entertain people. So I don't do it for the money. I do it just for entertainment. So yeah. So Phil, if you would just like stop begging for money for $10 donations and $20 and $30 donations and da-da-da this and da-da-da that, you wouldn't be getting this whatever crap that you're in if you would have not brought your finances and begging your audience to trip you money and trying to say that you're broke and that you're not going to have money for, to buy groceries on this day and pay rent this day, freaking pay your electric bill on this specific day. Like, if you would not do that, Phil, you wouldn't have this problem. But you don't stop, and you constantly just keep doing it. And you know what? Yeah, the criticism is going to keep continuing to push you up against that fucking brick wall nonstop. And if you keep on going, it's just going to get even harder. So, we're moving on.
You've told your audience to guilt them and to pressure them into supporting you. I've seen it on your own streams, Phil. It is not just like I've seen detractor compilations. I have heard it from your own mouth. Now, everyone's like, oh, Phil's going to survive, Rich. Stop being salty, this and that. Okay, he will. But take his business model and apply it to a clothing store.
Now, this all this is also more evidence too of what could happen if he had his own business. So what he is getting ready to say is 100% true. This is 100% fact.
Apply it to an electronics store. Apply it to a restaurant. Apply it to whatever. Imagine going to a restaurant on a Friday night, but you're going out on a date or whatever, and the restaurant, because they're having rough times, goes to you and you're at the table. I like this and this, and they're like, "Look, we're in really financial dire straits right now. We don't even know if we can keep the lights on tomorrow. Could you get one more beer? Could we upsell you one more beer? If you don't buy the beer, we don't know what we're gonna do. Like, this restaurant's gonna close tomorrow. Or better yet, could you imagine, like, yeah, I'm gonna pay with credit card. Oh, please, the credit card companies, we have to pay a small fee every time you do want to transact. Please don't do a transaction through that. Could you please pay cash? Really? You don't have cash on you? Like, we need to pay the bill tomorrow. That credit, we're not going to get paid from that credit card for 2 weeks." If you went to a restaurant and they did something like that, or a clothing store or an electronics store, if you went to Best Buy and did that, if they were like, "Please, could you buy this warranty? I beg you. If you don't buy it, this store is going to get shut down." That business has failed. It is a failed business. Any other business would have shut their doors by now if they had to do the same thing that you do during your streams, Phil.
He is so 100% correct. If any place did that, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it sells clothes. It doesn't matter if it sells games or electronics or groceries, or a restaurant doing that for food, or, a bar selling you more beer, Like, it does not matter where you go or in what store that it is. It could happen in anywhere. If that was the case, that's what would happen. If they were doing that to their customers, then the business would have been shut down within a second, because people would have got sick and tired of it, and they would be given backlash to that place or whatever it is. Like, what if it, like, say it's a clothing store, and somebody is buying clothes for their kids, and this woman, like, let's say this woman that's at the counter that you're paying the clothes to, and she's like, "Oh, please, I got this one. I'll add this there, and you could add it to your blah, blah, blah." And, like, and begged her to buy it, to give her money. Like, that would have been the last straw that you would have done. And then she would have got backlash. The store would have got backlash, and everybody would hear about it, and they would have not been going to that store no more. And then, better yet, no money, shut the doors. Business is over. So, and it does not matter if it's a clothing store, a bar that sells you beer. It doesn't matter if it's an electronics store like GameStop or like Best Buy or whatever the case is. You do that to any store and beg your customers to give you money and beg and say that, yeah, we're going to be shut down this day if you don't pay this, blah, 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 or buy this. Blah, blah, blah. That's just how it goes. You do that, then the customers ain't going to come back, and then later down the line, the business gets shut down because there's no business coming in. It's not bringing no business because everybody is not coming in to buy them or buy their stock. So he's right. That's how it would work with a business, whether if it's a restaurant, a bar, or a clothing store, or a freaking electronics store like GameStop or Best Buy, whatever the case is. It does not matter what it is. As long as it's a store that can sell whatever, whether if it's food, drinks, technology, or whatever, the business would die in a matter of seconds. So, he's right. That's what would really happen.
That I have watched with my own eyes, and not a detractor compilation. Any other business would be shut down. They would be finished. The only reason that you are not finished is because you're not going to shut yourself down.
And that's exactly what his point is too. Like, he's still on YouTube. And because YouTube is, like, I understand, like, YouTube is not like those to, like, you know, sell you businesses or whatever. But, like, YouTube is basically just like I mentioned, you make YouTube videos, you make live streams, you just make stuff to entertain people. So he's still getting the money that YouTube, like, YouTube is still getting money with him being on the platform. So it doesn't matter what he does unless he does, like, something insanely wrong by, like, saying something completely wrong that's, like, something related with politics or whatever. That will be the only time that his channel will ever get shut down. But because it's not that far, that is why YouTube has managed to keep him on the platform, because he is not doing nothing like that. And because him being on the platform, YouTube is still getting money. So because he's still doing fine staying on there, he thinks that he can continue to beg and beg and beg and beg for his audience to give him money. And that is what he's doing. Ever since he's been on YouTube, he just constantly won't stop, and the fans are going to really get sick of it. There's already thousands upon thousands of people that are already sick as they're sick of him. Let's just put it that way.
When you're at the point where you have to sit there and tell you are a product, I am a product, Keemstar is a product. Okay, but when you have to sit there, imagine I stream almost on a daily basis. People support the show because they want to. I don't ask for it. Okay.
And yeah, that right there too is another thing. Like, he is way 10 times bigger YouTuber than what we are. But do I ask to be popular? Do I freaking want, do I want to be, like, do I want 1 million subscribers? Am I ever going to get there? Most likely, probably not. I probably would be lucky if I get up to 10,000 subscribers, which that's still that's still quite a bit for people to watch your own YouTube and support you. That's still quite a lot. But do I really ask for this? No. I just make content, make videos so people can get entertained and go on to the next one and keep on going. And then eventually more YouTubers, more subscribers will continue to go as time goes. Right now we are officially at almost 2,000 subscribers. That's pretty decent for a small channel. But do I really ask for this? No, I don't. That's like what he's doing with asking for money, for donations, and crap like that. We don't do that, do we? No, because we just like to entertain people, and I don't ask for the audience. The people that want to watch me can watch me. The people that don't, they don't. The people that want to support my channel, they support my channel. That is how it is. That is what it is. That's the reality of it when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Twitch, when it comes to any video content creator machine or, company out there. That is how this stuff works. But let's continue.
If I had to sit there, and look, I'm not at Keemstar's level, and I'm not even pretending to be even close, but my channel does well. I live comfortably. If you're at that point where you have to beg people to live from day to day, the business has failed. And if it was any normal store or retail store that had to run their business the way you run your now YouTube channel, because you're not on Twitch anymore, it would be considered failed. Just no one can make you shut your doors. And everyone's saying, oh, he's just fine. He went through bankruptcy, which was public. He owes back tax. He's talked about all this. This isn't me making up rumors. He owes.
I like to pair barefoot wine with, well, really anything with cheese.
I hate these stupid add-ons, I'll tell you that much.
Years of back taxes. Does that sound like a successful business to you? It doesn't.
And yeah, that kind of is a little bit too far that he's bringing up. Definitely that bit of his personal life on these, like, that is completely just flat out wrong. And that's just, yeah, it's flat out wrong. Bringing up your own personal life information like that, whether it's with taxes, whether if it's like you owe something on this phone, like, it's not freaking, and I'm going to say, and let me say this for you, Phil. It is not their business to do what you don't do. If you owe something on whatever it is, whether if it's taxes, whether if it's like, example, like this TV right here, as you can see on my webcam, if it's something like a TV, you got it from somebody recently, and you're paying like a small amount of a fee, and like let's say you get the TV from Best Buy, for example, okay, and you get that TV home, and you got good credit that they let you have it for free for the start, and you just pay the monthly payments going up to whether if it's 12 months, whether if it's 24 months, and you have to pay a monthly fee, or you have to pay within 6 months of the full price, so you don't have to pay interest. And if you don't pay 1 month of any of that, like let's say you are paying the 6 months to try to pay it off, you pay 2 months of it, and you got 4 months due, and you don't pay the next month, they would immediately took it back, because they would immediately give you whatever you paid on for it, your refund of whatever that you paid on for it that you have not paid, and they would immediately took the TV back. Like, if you can't learn to control your money and actually do what is important, I don't know what else to tell you, but you are just a little kid. You are absolutely a fucking little kid that thinks that people should fucking hand over you and help you out because you can't do shit for yourself. That's exactly what you're acting like, Phil. And you are fucking an adult, and it is time to fucking grow up and do adult shit. Not beg people to give you fucking shit and to help you when you need help. It doesn't work like that. That is not how life works. But let's move on.
So at that point, Keemstar is right. And Phil, I know you think that I have like this hate boner for you. I don't. I genuinely don't. But it is absolutely incredible. It is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, to see a man punch himself in the face and cause his own self-inflicted harm to his career.
And that's another thing too. That's exactly what he's doing. He's just literally like, he's basically like pushing himself, making him run into like a wall, a brick wall. And he constantly keeps on doing it and doing it and doing it. And he keeps failing every time. So what he's describing is the same concept. So he's right. That is exactly what Phil DSPGaming is doing.
And continue to... Why am I have black and blues? Why is my nose broken? I don't get it. Phil, you're punching yourself in the face. If you stop punching yourself in the face, you will stop injuring your face. No, that's not true. It's not my fault my fist is going into my face. It's your fault. That is what you've been doing for years. People, but back in the this is how you don't play days peak, I remember saying back then, look, I suck at video games too, Phil. I suck at them. But you had a marketing opportunity. Instead of trying to shut down those "this is how you don't" plays because they hurt your ego, you should have just been like, you know what, yeah, right, yeah, I do kind of suck at games, and it's pretty funny. I should make my "this is how you don't play" compilations. You would have been able to retire now if you did that. You would have been a billion times more successful than me. You may have been up at Keemstar's level because you embraced the joke. Embrace the meme. It's part of the reason why I get those $50 super chats during my live streams. I know I get called out for that, but that started as a meme with the Note 7 shirtless review. And then take your shirt off like you did in your Note 7 video. I embraced the meme, and it ended up benefiting my channel. But you did the exact opposite. You tried to sweep all of it under the rug. You did the Streisand effect, even with you fapping, even with Fapgate. Look, that could happen to anybody. I talk about it all the time. You could be as careful as you want to be. There may be the day that I forget to shut down my stream, and I may go to town.
Now I'm going to look at see if I got any comments yet. And so far, we have not.
Hope it doesn't happen, and I'm very careful to make sure as soon as I'm done streaming that I shut down OBS, but I'm human and things happen. That's not what I'm calling you out for. But you tried to say you were scratching your leg. You tried to say everything under the book besides that. And then when you got on Drama Alert, then you were like, maybe this could actually be used to my benefit. But you wouldn't have the humility in the beginning to say, all right, yeah, I was fapping. I was going to town. I thought the camera was off. I own it. You didn't play it like that. One thing I've noticed enough with you, Phil, is that you can't admit fault. When things happen to you, I don't think I've ever heard you say, yeah, I screwed up. It's always something else. It's always someone else. Now, what happens with you with the trolling and people putting out your personal information and people knocking on your door and going way too far, I can't stand any of that. But Phil, Keemstar is right. Hate the guy or not, you are your own worst enemy, and you are the reason why you are in this situation you are in when it comes to your career.
So that right there is his video from last year. I was actually thinking about doing playing this video right here where he demands apology, but I think I'll just do that for like another live stream to showcase on like what DSPGaming is saying about Review Tech USA and what Review Tech USA is also saying of the reason as to why he's doing it and, you know, all that good stuff. But yeah, like Keemstar's right, and so as Review Tech USA, like if you did that to, like, it doesn't matter if it was like any other store, if you did that to like any store, they would immediately shut down if they was doing that. And then, like I said, like the TV that is behind us, our old Sony X900H that we have right there, like if you bought a TV and you had good credit on your credit card and they said that you could have taken it home without paying anything for that first month until the next month comes, and you pay like a couple months into the TV, and then all of a sudden, like, you don't have the money for like the third month or fourth month or whatever for the TV, what would happen is like the store, Best Buy, or whatever you got the tech from, it would have instantly, immediately took the item back, or else you would have been charged a lot more and probably been taken to court. So that's just where DSPGaming kind of does not act like his own self. He just acts like he's underage. Like, let's just say he acts like he's a young teenager or whatever, because he's thinking that people should give him money, and then when he screws up, like, especially like if he were to got that TV from Best Buy and he missed 1 month and they decide to take it back because he doesn't have the money to pay that month, that's basically how he's acting. He's acting like a young teenager that is basically begging his parents to pay for him or to give him money or whatever for him to pay whatever. That's exactly what he is acting like. He's acting like he's his own little teenager world, and he thinks that his parents, they should give him money, and he's begging them to, and he just doesn't stop. He's just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until he gets his way. That's exactly what he is acting like. So, yeah. So, that's DSP Gaming for you. And we will do this other stream about him on this other video, probably on another stream, probably in the next few days or week or so. But this is for the live stream for today. So, this is Tech and Gaming Reviews. Hope y'all enjoyed this rant and this stream that we shared for you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please like the video if you liked it. Also, be sure to subscribe if you are new to this channel. And be sure to leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below about DSP Gaming basically pressuring his audience and making his financial struggles publicly to everyone on YouTube and doing the exact stuff that he is doing to them by like forcing them to give him money. So yeah, just leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe if you are new. Hit that like button if you enjoy this content, and be sure to hit notifications so you will be notified with every new video we upload going forward. But without any further ado, this is Tech and Gaming Reviews, and that does it for the live stream. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.